So for today's Tools Tuesday, I'm going to be showing you how I prep foil for a hot foiling live event. Before any live event, it's always great if you can ask your customer if they can give you a sample. In this case, we'll be working on notebooks. So now I'm going to measure the space in which the personalization is supposed to be. In this case, the space is a little bit less than 2 inches. For this event, the customer decided that we should letter only first or last name, one name only. So I usually like to do this mathematically. I figure that the top and bottom should be the same, and I figure out what my X height is and my ascender height should be, and I make sure that when I add up all the spaces, it equals to about 2 inches. So now that I know that my foil has to be about 2 inches, I start cutting my foil. I'm just using a regular paper cutter here that has a sharp knife. If I have an event that is about 100 guests, I will cut probably 110 to 120 foils just to be safe. So after I get all of my foils cut, I start to score them. So the reason I score them with a baseline, an X height line, and an ascender line. I do a lot of high volume hot foiling events, and when I have the lines already on my foil, I can quickly hot foil a name in probably less than a minute. So the tools that I use to score my foil is a small, clear ruler, and I use an automatic pencil with the lead retracted, so that gives me a very sharp point. The reason I use a clear ruler is that it's easy to see the measurements. I just scored the baseline at 5/8 of an inch. Now I am going to score the X height at 1/4 inch, and then finally the ascender line at 1/2 inch. So then when I take the foil and I put it on the notebook, all I have to do is line up the bottom of the foil with the bottom of the notebook, and I'll know that my names will be perfectly centered in that space. So when I have a high volume live event in foiling, I don't have time to tape the foil to the gift. So it's really important for me to have foil that's big enough for me to hold down with my fingers. And it's really important for me to have great guidelines, because with great guidelines, I'm able to easily foil a name in less than a minute. In this clip, I'm only lettering a single name. So with a single name, I can use this larger X height of 1/4 inch, and I'm also using a bigger tip on my heat foiling wand. I also want to show you how versatile this piece of foil is with the guidelines already scored on it. Many times life doesn't go as planned, and there have been times when I get on site and the customer doesn't want me just to letter one name on the gift, but wants me to do first and last name. Well, I can flip the foil over and use that ascender space, which is 1/2 inch, to easily write a first and last name. Let me show you another way that this foil with the guidelines is extremely versatile. Sometimes we'll get on site and we'll be confronted with a guest that has a very long name, so long that I know it's not going to fit into that ascender space that I showed you in the previous clip. Well, same thing, I flip over the foil and I can use what was originally the baseline for the first name, and I can use that ascender space for the last name. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video about how I prep my foil for live events. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments below.